Open and plays Big Spring. I really do enjoy this figure. I think it's great, especially for how much you're paying for this thing. Yeah, that English. That's how English works. No, this guy cost me $90, I think, for a third-party masterpiece toy. $90 is great. Also, if you're wondering why it's a little bit yellow on the side, I'm using a regular light bulb lamp as opposed to that LED one, which keeps flickering on me. So that's why it looks a little yellow. Like if I turn it off. No, I'm gonna leave it off. That looks better. On, off, off's good. So this figure is really cool, and people do like it. People like it a lot, actually. For the price you're paying, you're getting a very good figure. And as a company's first release, well, that I know of, I'm pretty sure this was their first release. This is a great first release. There are two major issues with this figure. One you can fix. One, I'm sorry, I can't, which is the face. I don't mind the face, to be completely honest, but a lot of people don't. It does come off. Like, the face does come out. So, I don't know, maybe they'll make swappable parts for it soon. Hopefully. But the main issue people have is this. This does not stay in. There are, I don't know if you can see in there. There's two tabs there and a tab here, and they're supposed to connect with each other like that. See? But they don't. They just come out. But if you saw there, you saw that the chest is working. How did I do that? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you exactly how I did that. You will need your thickening agent of your choice. God, I cannot speak English. Of your choice. I would say either super glue. This is the super glue I will be using. Or floor polish. I don't have any floor polish. But super glue or floor polish and a toothpick. I don't have any toothpicks, so I'm going to be using this Zeta Gundam Beam Saber. There you go. Zeta Gundam High Grade Beam Saber will be my toothpick for today. So, what you're going to want to do is take the figure and start transforming it a little bit. Pull the cockpit out. Bring this section all the way up and around. Just sort of like lock it in place. And there you go. That's basically all you're going to have to do to prep the figure. Now, as you can see, right there is a layer of super glue that I've applied. I'm going to put a little bit more because I want to make mine a little bit stronger. So what you're going to do is take your thickening agent of your choice and apply a little bit of it onto the tab. I'm running low on super glue. There you go. And then just take your toothpick and spread it across. Spread some on the sides a little bit. And then let that dry. Now you're going to want to do the same thing. Well, go up. Now you're going to want to do the same thing for his belly button tabs. So, get a little bit of super glue. Dab a little bit there and there, preferably on top of the tabs. Basically what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing here, is you're creating an extra layer for the plastic to create, God damn it, to create more friction, in the tabs in order for it to stay closed. Also, my phone is focusing on this gap right here and identifying it as a face, because the AI in the third camera thinks that that's a face. That's hilarious. Anyways, so what you're going to do now is set your figure down. Pop that in a bucket of water there to dissolve the glue. So you're going to want to rest your figure down. Let it sit to dry for however long it takes your thickening agent to dry. Mine takes, I believe, about like 10-15 minutes. So while that's drying, I'm going to go and have breakfast, because that seems like a good idea. So I will be back to show you how to finish the rest of this fix, which is basically just let it dry and close it. But again, I'll demonstrate that to you in case you're scared. So, I'm back, ate breakfast. Glue is dry, so was my breakfast. It's toast. Toast is just dry in general. But anyways, getting back on topic here. My thickening agent is all dry now. Usually what I end up doing is taking the same toothpick or whatever and going back and just poking at the glue or whatever you've used to check and make sure it's dry. Floor polish dries pretty quickly, so you don't have to worry about that. This super glue takes about 5 to 10 minutes to dry. Any like Gorilla Glue, that's really good. That thing dries very quickly, but you have to be extremely careful with it. I'd say if you're using Gorilla Glue, wear rubber gloves, because I've glued my fingers together with Gorilla Glue long time ago. By a long time ago, I mean about a year ago. And it was the most painful thing ever trying to split your fingers apart. Running it under hot water and whatnot and taking a screwdriver trying to peel it out. Thankfully I didn't manage to cut myself, which is great. But it is very, very, very strong glue. That does dry quickly. So if you're using Gorilla Glue, please wear gloves. And it'll dry a lot quicker than this thing took. So, now that that's all done, let's get him back into his robot mode so I can show you exactly what has been done. So, cockpit back. Fold these panels out. Finagle the whole thing. Oh, yeah, fold these panels down. Get the figure all situated there. There we go. And let's just shove the cockpit back in there. Okay, so figure is back in his robot mode and very dark because there's no exposure. Come on, exposure. Are you gonna wanna? Whatever. So here he is, and still has that problem. Now, what you're gonna want to do is take this, line it all up, and press really hard, as hard as you possibly can on the joint, on the tab, not the chest plate. Push really hard. There you go, and now you can take it, split it apart. Basically, what that does is very similar to the what was it? The last night Bumblebee fix I did with the feet, where you put the layer of super glue on, and you do that, and it pushes the excess off, but leaves the layer, enough of the layer on to cause the friction so that it stays in place. You can see it's pushed this off, basically. So you will have to jam this in when you're transforming it, but now you can pose him around. Whoops. You don't have to worry about holding his chest as other bits fall apart. You don't have to worry about holding his chest. You can move things around, and he is now completely and totally fixed. And that is awesome. If you want to get in there and do some really major extra fixing to make sure that nothing comes off, you would pop out the pin here on either side and thicken the pin a little bit as well. Well, not the pin, sorry, thicken the socket that the pin goes into. That way, more friction, this joint here becomes a lot more stiff, so that doesn't flop around as much either. And that will help. I don't want to do that because I don't want to put this tool on a masterpiece toy because I don't want to break it accidentally. Knowing me, I'll break it. But yeah, there you go. Open and Play's big spring is fixed, and he still transforms perfectly fine. And yeah, you have to apply too much pressure to this, but like here, I'll lift it up. Come on, chest. There we go. I'll lift it up, and I'll plunk it down. I'll just push like that. It's not coming off. There you go. Open and Play big spring. Chest fixed. Voila, I did it. That was one of the main reasons I bought this thing. The other main reason was because I actually do like the Springer's design, and I wanted a masterpiece Springer, but I didn't want to pay so much money, so I got this for $90, and that's great. Anyways, there you go. He's fixed now. Bye. Oops. Bye.